CFA Nation. Gabe.
Man, you really went for it on that one. Nick.
I had to beat you to it. Welcome back to another Cricket for Americans reaction. Nick, please tell me what we're going to be reacting to today.
So before I get to that, I just want to say I'm so excited for, how this channel is going. Our subscribers aren't growing leaps and bounds, but we are getting some serious subscribers, some serious viewers who just love cricket. And the videos that we're releasing, even the discussions that we're releasing, they're getting like 2,000 views the first day or whatever. That makes me super happy. So thank you so much for tuning in time and time again to CFA and seeing what we're talking about. Today, we are looking at a Patreon request. This is from one of our newest patrons, Jehan. Hopefully I said that right. And he asked us to react to this cricket video. He said the year is 2003. Australia at the height of their dominance, no contest on their tour of the West Indies, who have been in decline since 1995. 3-0 down, and all three wins are basically no contest. Massive Australian victories. Last test, Windies fight hard, but end up getting set by the highest fourth innings total to win. The drama that unfolds is epic. So he sent us this link, and I'm hoping it's the right video because the title of the video is McGrath sledging, shouting, screaming, pointing finger, but nothing worked at the end. I'm hoping that's the same video, and he didn't just send us a different link for another video he wanted us to do. But we are going to be checking out this. We love sledging. We have a video, I think it's our most viewed video on our channel, right, about our man Walton, right, and his signing the autograph. But we love sledging. This is a sledging reply, so kind of the other side of it. So can't wait to see it. Let's jump right into this.
All right, guys. So let's check out this video in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Cricket Cloud.
Yeah. Got away well by Sarwan. That will run into the fence. Darren Lehman won't catch that. He just slapped that back past Stuart McGill.
He's waiting for the ball to get so deep on him, you know what I mean?
And he's gone away. Darren Lehman, too slow once again. 50.
Which in baseball, that's a strategy, because you're more likely to make contact if you wait till the ball gets deep on you.
Beat him.
Especially if you want to go the other way.
Yeah, as opposed to trying to attack the ball out front.
He was a young boy, and they live in Australia. Oh, a few words now.
There you go. There's some drama.
Well, we've had a few words in this match already.
Big boy. Oh, man.
Comes up to have a word with the two of them. 2:36 for 4. McGill now.
Well, McGrath goes down in front of a half West Indian, half Australian set. He's getting booed and he's getting clapped at the same time.
He's hearing it.
The attempted Yorker, jams down on it, inside edge. Well, I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah. Like he got in his way.
He's a big boy.
He's a tall guy.
Happened in the test match in Port of Spain.
Oh, jeez.
When Sarwan was running through, and I think there was almost a collision, and McGill said, can't you run around me? Yep. Verbal contest.
Oh, I know what that is.
I don't want to guess what he said there.
No, you'll hear a lot of chat around the ground about that. But, perhaps he was a little bit rattled by the verbals. He's still being spoken to every now and again by McGrath. And if anything, by his body language, just seems to be losing a little bit of concentration.
Woo.
Hit that pretty well.
Interesting bounce as well.
That's going to go all the way. That's a good hook shot. Hooked it down this time. So perhaps he's been working on that.
Took it to the red stripe.
It's quite often hooks up, but now he rolled his wrist, got right over it.
Oh. Wow.
That ends the over. It's been going for some time. Umpire David Shepherd now comes up to have a word with Sarwan. Sarwan needs to settle down here, not to let it disturb him. He's got 86.
Hey, JL.
Here's what happened between overs. Shouting, screaming, pointing of fingers. Now, a couple of the Australians getting in there. He's right in between the popular side with the local crowd out there, and then the Australian visitors just to his right as he comes in now, and he's now being switched places.
Wow.
And Hayden will go back on the boundary. So Sarwan in strike now. He's got 86, and let's see how this will affect him. And he's got it through. Again, that long boundary. A chase here for Langer. He won't get there this time.
Oh, that's JL right there, yeah.
There he is.
Verbal
It's a young
confrontation out there. Just wonder. There's a short McGrath, Glenn McGrath.
Look at that.
Between overs there, having a
Surprised they allowed
very
that.
stern word with Sarwan. Umpires have come in. I just wonder what the ICC match referee Mike Proctor will think about all this at the close of play. There was confrontation in the first innings between Lara and some of the Australians. No action was taken then.
And he's gone for it.
Hold that, cousin.
He's hit it two bounces into the fence at mid-wicket of Brett Lee.
275, 4. They put up some runs.
100.
He's getting himself a century. Looks like. Sarwan.
What a moment for Ramner Sarwan.
There you go.
He has put up with it all.
Yeah.
He has scored 100 against the best side in the world, the best bowling attack.
So he had a
in world
reply right
cricket.
there.
He'll get the applause from the Australians as well, so very good of the Australians. There's been a lot of verbal stuff between both sides, but acknowledgement from everybody. Curtly Ambrose.
That's his 100.
360. Jeez.
That is such a hard shot, bro.
No, it's unbelievable. He was able to lift his elbows up so high to
That's
get
his
that.
wife. That is Larry and everybody here in this ground. The Australians, all the locals, absolutely enthralled with today's cricket. Shane Paul, he just snuck up on this 100. Sarwan was in there this afternoon.
That's powerfully hit, and that's it. The West Indies have won. Basford Drakes has hit the winning run, and what a win for the West Indies. Set a target of 418. A world record victory, this by the West Indies. The biggest total ever chased in the fourth innings to achieve victory.
That is
Brian Lara is
monumental.
happy. The West
400.
Indies are very happy. And why shouldn't they be? It's a magnificent victory.
And done without Brian Lara's great contribution. He made 60, very important 60, but he was out a long, long time ago. And with all the drama that occurred yesterday, all the confrontation, there's great spirit between these two sides. And what a moment for Test cricket.
Interesting. Okay. You know, that's an interesting video because to now our only experience with Australia has been really the test and some videos we watch here and there. So we've been Australia fans simply because that show was designed to, you know, make you feel bad for the Australian national team because of the cheating scandal, and you grow to love some of the players like Steve Smith. You like JL. You pointed him out right away. Oh, JL, I like JL. But here you see him as in a little bit of a different light. And let me tell you something. As a fan of this team, there's Yankee fans everywhere, bro. I don't care what country you're in. Forget about state in the United States. What country you're at, people recognize that symbol. Guess what? In the test, you notice what kind of hat Uzi was wearing? That's right, a Yankee
JL too,
hat.
I think, had one as well.
You know, but it's one of those things where sometimes you're the hero, sometimes you're the villain. And when you win all the time and you're dominant, you're probably seen as a villain, especially by a lot of the opposing teams. And we saw that in this video, you know what I mean? And I miss what necessarily the player from the West Indies did that was considered sledging, but man, they got into it. And
I don't think the West Indies player did anything as far as sledging goes. He was running to the other stumps and McGrath was finishing, I guess, his stride from his bowl, and so he kind of ran into him. And so McGrath was mad because how dare you not run around me when I'm coming towards you? I personally don't like that kind of attitude. Like, come on, dude. The guy's running, trying to score a run. And I understand it happens a lot. They do run around him. They do try to avoid contact and try to be peaceful and civil, whatever. He didn't do that. McGrath was just so angry. Maybe he was a little too hot that day. Maybe he didn't have enough water. Maybe he was hangry. Who knows? But he was just so irate about it. And maybe Sarwan said something back to him. Who knows? But so he started berating him. And so Sarwan gave the sledging reply by hitting his century. His partner got a century. And they ended up winning 418. Again, why was McGrath so angry? From what our Patreon's saying, that they were up 3-0 in the series. I mean, they're going to win that series no matter what. This is kind of basically a throwaway game.
Maybe it's an unwritten rule, though. Maybe it's an unwritten rule. Like in baseball, there are certain unwritten rules.
Get off my mound. Get off my mound.
Certain things you don't do. One thing you do not do in baseball is walk across the pitcher's mound as a position player, as even the guy on your own team. If you're not pitching, you don't walk on that mound. That's
I'll never forget when your boy A-Rod did it to, I think, Brandon Lope. What was his name? The guy from the perfect game.
I think Brandon. Oh, bro, he was pissed. And I mean, but it's an unwritten rule. Every baseball player knows, bro. We're talking about from little league. Umpires will be like when the younger kids are coming off, walk around the mound. You never walk over the mound. That's just an unwritten rule. We teach them at a very young age. So when you do it, it's disrespectful. So maybe you let the bowler finish his stride and you run around him. Maybe that's an unwritten rule. Guys, let us know in the comment. Let us know why McGrath was so upset about that. With that being said, bro, bowlers and pitchers are a temperamental bunch, bro. When you're a bowler, if you're just like when you're a pitcher, you're the prima donna of the team. Okay, let's just be real. My nephew Renee, I don't think I'm throwing him under a bus a little bit here, but he was talking to my son, Trey. Renee just played his first year of college ball. We've talked about him on this channel before. I remember you put up the picture of him. You can do it again here. Before this COVID-19 shutdown, he had just been like player of the week, player of the month. I mean, he was getting ready to go to play ball in Canada. So this has really been crushing for him. But my son plays shortstop and he also pitches. And he told him, bro, stick to pitching. Pitching is a life. You go, you shack some fly balls, you run a few poles, do some jog work, you're done. Where, the rest of the team is getting, beat up in practices all day long. And he's like, if I would have known this, I would have started pitching at a young age, Uncle Gabe. Like, pitching, they're prima donnas, and most pitchers on most teams are known as prima donnas. One of my favorite characters in all baseball, if you guys don't know who he is, look up Trevor Bauer. Okay, he pitches right now for Cincinnati. This guy is a premier arm, probably top 10 arm in the game right now, and they traded him mid-season because he had an absolute meltdown and launched
He's got a premier mouth as well.
He launched a ball from the pitcher's mound over the center field wall. And you could just see his manager when he comes out, Terry Francona, and says, what the bleep are you doing? Like, it was one of those things where I couldn't believe he had that kind of a meltdown. But Trevor, name me a real premier pitcher that isn't a prima donna. Try me. Every single one of them has some kind of, but you got to understand, they've been babied this way their whole life. If you got a premier arm, every high school coach, every college coach, every little league coach is like, yeah, whatever, man. You're walking on water. Let me give you some soda and bubbles baths and back rubs. And it's hard when you, to find a talent like that. So they usually are catered to. And I don't know if it's like that in bowling when you got a really good pace bowler, a fast bowler, or a guy who's a spin bowler, if they're held in that esteem, so they're usually catered to because it's hard to find an arm like that. You know what I mean?
I would assume, especially if they're not an all-rounder, you would have some of that kind of separation where like they're not doing as much work as we're doing. They're just bowling, even though they might be amazing bowlers. Regardless, with this video, it shows how even grown men, professional athletes, they get hot under the collar, even in cricket, which is a very civil game. And this guy got frustrated. And then, is it a coincidence that the West Indies drops 400 in their second inning to take over the lead and to win that test match? I don't think so. You got to be careful. You got to control yourself. It's all in hindsight. I understand this is from 2003. but you don't ever want to wake up that sleeping giant. And that's exactly what they did. That was a cool video. The audio quality was this or that. That was from a YouTube channel called Cricket Cloud. Hopefully they don't mind us reacting to it. But that was really interesting. It's always great to see a sledging reply because you get what you get. There's always karma, there's irony, there's all that kind of stuff, even in sports. And you're able to see it in the video that we watched there. If you really like that, just watch this video again, but don't forget to like and subscribe and come back for some more CFA content. But until next time.
That's 6 runs.